When I was born in North Korea, we did not even have the word for love or freedom. So this is why it gets really concerning right now, living in America. There's a huge force trying to control what we can say, what we cannot say, what word is allowed, what word is not allowed. Now, at Colombia, they say, I cannot say the word white because it's oppressive to some people. Exactly. And in North Korea, they did the exact same thing. They removed the word like human rights and freedom and free market, of course. So we did not even know what that was. But my grandmother knew, but they kept it silent because they were afraid of getting killed by the regime. So after reading that book, I still somehow faced heavy discrimination in South Korea. Even though we are same people, South Koreans were not used to having immigrants. Unlike Americans, this country is a country of immigrants. So I decided to go to the promised land, to America, the best country in the entire human history. This is just not the best country in the contemporary world. This is the best country in the entire our existence. So I came to America, and I want to go to best university to study. So I applied for Columbia University in New York. And I came. And I had amazing dreams, like, becoming an American was more worth than winning 1,000 lotteries. I couldn't believe, like, how can you be depressed if you're American? Like, you are free. I couldn't understand why there are homeless people on the street. And first, very orientation at Columbia University. The professor were telling me that all the problem that exists and that we had is because of white men, because of the capitalism. So that really made me think, like, somehow did I time travel back to North Korean classroom? Actually, there's a meme. They say actually Kim Jong-un attended Columbia and perfected his ideology on hating West, and taught us in North Korea the exact same narrative. I believe that, and then one day I asked my professor, like, oh, I mean, I do think men and women are equal, but we are not the same. And professor tells me, Yeonmi, you're brainwashed. And it was horrendous. Every orientation, every class, right before the class, even before I get to my classmate as an individual, what they like, what's their favorite food, what they like to do. My first job is remembering their pronouns. If you don't, you're a bigot. You might get kicked out of the university. So instead of in the lecture, there's a survey lecture, it's 50, 60, 100 students. All I need to pay attention to is oh, what was it, they pronoun, right? And it makes you paranoid. And the professor telling you that we need to stay woke because the enemies, the systemic oppression is everywhere. Exactly what North Korean regime does, making us paranoid, making people not trusting each other, to divide people. And here's another really same thing that I cannot believe was happening in America is my professors were telling me that math is a racist. And math is a construct of white men. So it's that's interesting. I remember this story because I remember at 7, going to North Korean classroom, my professor one day asked me, Yeonmi, what is 1 plus 1? So what do you say? 2, right? Yeah. But my dear leader found that's not the truth because if you add 1 drop of water and then to add another drop of water, what does it become? It becomes bigger one. So it's not 2. That's why math is racist and white man's construct. So you should not believe the math. Exact same narratives are happening in the heart of America, in Manhattan, in the one of the best academic institutions was happening. So that's when I realized I actually might lose this country again. Like someday I thought like maybe do I bring dictatorship wherever I go? Is this some my life luck that I need to keep fighting tyranny or something? Because when I come to America, I didn't expect this.